Finally, I can talk about Warhammer 3. A few weeks ago, I got a short play session on Warhammer 3, playing the new survival game mode as Kislev against Khorne's Chaos. We're going to play through an entire run of that mode right now. So, Katerin, the Ice Queen of Kislev, has taken her loyal forces into the realm of chaos, searching for what is lost. Their quest has brought them to the Brass Citadel. Such an intrusion cannot go unanswered by Khorne, the Chaos God of Rage and War, and so he sends forth a legion of demons to destroy the trespassers. Prepare to fight a survival battle and guide the Ice Queen's forces deep into Khorne's realm. The battlefield is partitioned into 3 areas. During your fight, earn supplies to buy upgrades and abilities, allowing you to move deeper into the Citadel and closer to your goal. So that is the description of survival mode, as well as the little bit of lore. Searching for what is lost though, not really sure what that means. I guess something to do with the campaign perhaps, but here you can see the points of survival mode. Capture points, there's going to be 3. We have to get them all, advancing through them as we go. We need to hold on to them as well because they do give buffs to our army, so we want to try to keep them and not just capture them and then move on. Supplies, every time we kill stuff, we get more supplies, we can buy more units, we can buy more upgrades, etc. Defensive structures, we can build arrow towers, walls, barricades, all sorts of stuff that's going to help slow down the chaos. Reinforcements, we can buy more units and portal them in to help us out with, again, those supplies. We can also upgrade the units that we do have, give them more melee attack, more melee defense, make them stronger, make them tougher, whatever. And also unit replenishment. We can heal units, give them more ammunition, etc. So that hopefully gives you the gist of survival mode. It'll all become clear as you see it happening. So let's go.
Warriors of Kislev! We have traveled far and fought hard, but at last we have arrived in Khorne's bloody realm. Before us stands the Brass Citadel, where the Blood God's gatekeeper stands guard. We must call out the fiend and slay him. He rallies his demons for a last desperate defense. Vanquish them with ice and steel. This is the ruined fort, defended by Khorne's lesser thralls. Wipe them out and capture the icon of ruin. This will give me a foothold and grant us supplies to reinforce for the struggle ahead.
Alright, here we go. For the motherland. This is my survival mode run. This was the only attempt I made to actually try and do well and complete the thing. Most of the time, we only had about 3 hours to play this, and most of the time, I was just trying to get good shots of the units and look at all the unit stats and all that stuff. So this is my only proper run. Let's see how it goes. Firstly though, if you're looking to see all of the new units and all the new spells and stuff, I do have a video of that which I'll link at the top of the description and at the end of the video. So if this is your first Warhammer 3 video that you're watching, you may want to go and watch the units one first if you're dying to see some new units. Because this one, I'm not going to look too much at the units. There's some bloodletters coming at us here. We're just going to charge them down and get rid of them nice and quick. But overall, we're just going to look at what survival mode is all about here. One thing to note though is that all the chaos enemies do have reduced health for this mode, just so they can kind of swarm you with more enemies, so it feels more like you're, heavily under attack. But the units do die a lot quicker than they normally would, so do remember that if you see chaos units dying very quickly, it's not because they're complete pansies, it's because they have reduced health for this mode, that's all. So I'm going to move on and take the first capture point here. As you can see, I've got some Sargard, I've got some Winged Lancers, got some Kossars for the ranged, new units unlocked as we've taken this first capture point. And you can see all these little green hammers pop up.
The icon of ruin is ours, and we have supplies to fortify our position. Use them to construct defensive towers here. We can barricade these bottlenecks. Use the portals to summon fresh troops or heal and upgrade our warriors, using whatever supplies we have left.
Thanks, Katerin, for doing my job for me there. So as you heard, we can build fortifications, we can build towers that'll shoot at the enemies, we can build fortifications to block paths. So on certain spots we can build arrow towers like here, we can build a regular arrow tower, an armor-piercing arrow tower, which is also explosive, another that will reduce enemy speed, and another that fires magical projectiles. So we got 4 different options there. You can choose whichever you want. They cost different amounts of supplies though. I'm going to build just the normal ones on all 3 spaces. There's a few of these around, so those will just keep constant pressure on the enemies as they move up. Let's just recruit some new units real quick. We can get some Streltsy, we can get some Kossars with spears, or some horse archers. I'm just going to get a few Streltsy for now. And in these choke points, we also have 4 options to buy. We can build just a regular big barricade, which I'm going to do there. You can also build a platform, so you could put a missile unit up there to shoot from, but of course it's not going to be as strong. You could also build a trap to, I think, slow enemies down and maybe hurt them when they run through it. And you can also build a monument of some kind, which gives plus 15 melee attack to nearby friendly units when you fight near it. So you'll see me use those as we go. I'm going to put some of my Sargard just to try and hold the line. I'm going to try and flank round with my Cav if I can. Line up my missiles, my Kossars to do some shooting. But my Sargard are a good holding unit. They got a lot of melee defense. Not a bad damage output as well, but mostly all about the defense and the holding. So they're going to do a great job of that role. And here's the upgrades you can see. I could do bronze, silver, or gold upgrades. They all cost more supplies depending on what you want to do. You can put as many upgrades on a unit as you like. I'm not going to go too crazy on it though. Just going to give some bronze weapon damage or better weapon damage to those Sargard. Going to try and lure them in to get shot in the back by the Streltsy. I feel the need to roll that name every time I say it. There's also constant attacks from little warhounds and things, as well as the chaos coming in. Got my winged lancers. I'm going to heal them up a little bit. We can heal all of our units as we wish. They'll get a pretty quick and decent heal. Does cost supplies though, so we can't just spam it off willy-nilly. There's a bit of a close-up of the winged lancers. Here's the Sargard. Looking pretty damn awesome. I'm very excited for Kislev myself. But I've got to stop looking at units too much, because otherwise there's going to be chaos all over me. They're coming through. Some bloodletters just charging at my boys, but we're holding them here well. There is a lot coming though. But of course, again, that reduced health. We'll drop a charge on these bloodletters coming in. They're going for a flying lesson. A few warhounds there as well attacking us. Here they all come though. Get the Tsarina round for a nice flank perhaps. You could drop a spell. Probably use a cav charge. Let's get rid of these. Get rid of these. Here come the Chaos Warriors. Okay, they got Chaos Warriors too. Hitting with a little charge though. So I kind of angled these Sargard so my Streltsy here would be able to blast shots into the sides of all these Chaos boys. Streltsy, very cool weapon on these. A handgun with an axe on the end. Tasty. Tasty that is, my friends. Big blobber units here. This is a spell opportunity if ever I smell one. Let's get this cav out here first though. Still getting my Kossars firing as well. Getting a few upgrades for my cav. And you can see at the top there's a wave 1 bar, 70% at the moment. The more stuff we kill, that bar goes down and down and down until we complete the wave, and then we move on to the next checkpoint. Getting lots of damage done with those Streltsy from the side. Let's drop some icy magic on this group. This is a damage over time spell that also reduces speed over time, but not that that's much use here because they're all stood still anyway, but we can get the damage over time, wear them down, finish off all these Chaos Warriors, bloodletters. Tsarina's getting a little bit out there. But I'm trying to be kind of conservative with my supplies at this point, because this first wave's quite easy. I'm not sure what difficulty the whole thing was on anyway. I don't know if it was like normal or hard or very hard or whatever, whether there even is the difficulty option. But it wasn't too hard overall. I did get to the last checkpoint every time, but I only won once or twice, mostly because I wasn't really trying to win, because I was trying to get all the shots and stuff, so I wasn't really paying attention. But it's not too hard, at least obviously on whatever difficulty this is, which I imagine feels quite easy, so it's probably normal. Some boys trying to bash their way through one of my walls here. You can see the wall has health that's going down. These Chaos Warriors trying to get through it. But we're going to be attacked from the other side now though, so we need to prepare. Keep one unit there though, just to deal with those Chaos Warriors when they arrive. We need to fortify up this side. Lots of chaos coming over here. More Chaos Warriors and bloodletters. Let's build trap or a monument. We'll build a trap here, I think. Let's see how this goes. I think it kind of explodes or slows them down or something. I can't quite remember. We'll see what it does though. And this was played remotely as well, so we were kind of streaming the game. We didn't actually get to download it and play it on our own machines. We had to stream it from somebody else's machine, which meant there was kind of a bit of a delay and lag. It wasn't too bad though. It was fine. Didn't make it hard to play or anything. Luckily the footage was recorded on their end though, so it's nice and clear. It's not streamy jaggediness though. Got a Kossars here. They probably need to turn around, and they probably need some more ammo actually. Give them some more ammo. That's going to cost us supplies, of course, but it now means that they can actually do something useful. Although Kossar's not too bad in melee. Here's our trap. Looks like it's slowed them down or stopped them. Allowed our Streltsy to shoot them in the face. A lot more chaos coming, though. We're going to build... What should we build here? Another trap? We'll do double traps. A few red corny warhounds here coming after us. Not a problem for my winged lancers, though. But here they come. Apparently this mode is going to be co-op, which is pretty cool. Be nice to play this with another player or 4. It would be really fun to work together to try and survive. Hopefully the harder difficulties are really hard and quite challenging, although the aim of the game is to get a high score. So this is obviously going to be like an out-of-campaign mode, as well as maybe an in-campaign mode. But out of campaign you get a score, and I guess there's going to be a leaderboard. We had the similar sort of thing for 3 Kingdoms. I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically a survival mode. Not quite the same as this, but a similar sort of idea, wave-based attacks, and you got a high score at the end of it. But really nice this will be co-op at least. Chaos Warriors coming for us. We'll give them a charge. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. What happened there? I don't even know what that was. I think that might have been the trap. Some kind of big old explosion. I guess we put down a minefield. Got my Streltsy chilling out. These are a really cool unit. They're great in melee. Got armor-piercing damage with a big 2-handed axe, which is also their armor-piercing handgun. So they're very similar to kind of handgunners in their ranged output, but they do have pretty good damage when it comes into the melee as well. So nice hybrid unit, which is what Kislev's army seems to be about. There's lots of combined arms of troops that are good in melee and good with or have a ranged attack, I should say. Kind of like Free Company Militia for the Empire, although those aren't that great. These are like those, but better, it seems. That's what Kislev seem to have a lot of. Going to drop a little Frosty Breath spell here through the middle of this lot. Accidentally selected the buildings there. You can see it blazes through them. Probably didn't do too much damage to the armored troops, but the unarmored ones, the Bloodletters, they don't have much armor, so probably did some good work on those. Just got to try and finish this group off. Only 10% of the wave left. Some cheeky Bloodletters trying to get onto my Sargard. They're also getting shot by my Kossars, Streltsy. And this wave looks like it's going down. So these demonic units as well, the Bloodletters, they don't actually rout. They're like vampire units. They don't rout and run away. They just slowly die over time once they've lost all their leadership. So got some kind of undead vibes going in Khorne's army, which is really cool. It's going to be an army of lots of heavy boys, as well as a mixture of some unroutable, undead style demons. And I'm not sure which Chaos God, if I'm going to side with the Chaos God, which one am I going to choose, right? If you had to choose, which Chaos God are you going for? I think Khorne would be mine, as I do like kind of over-aggressive factions, but... oh.
We must press on into the blood pits and seize the icon of blood!
Okay, first checkpoint is captured, wave is cleared, now we move on to the second one. We've got to capture the icon of blood, that big bloody skull right in the center. We've got to move around it though, so we've got a bit of maneuvering to do. There are some units coming for us. And you can see at the top there's a green icon and 2 red icons, which represent the capture points. They also give debuffs and buffs, depending on if you've captured them or not. So the green one now gives me a buff to my army to help me out. But the 2 red ones are still giving me debuffs, because obviously this is Khorne's world. He gets to choose what's going on. So we got debuffs on us from the very start, which we can get rid of by capturing the points. And as we move through, if we don't leave anything here to defend this capture point, it will be taken back by all these crappy little warhounds that are coming after us. There'll be some harpies as well in a minute. So we do have to kind of defend the checkpoints that we've taken. We can't just run away and completely ignore them now, because we will lose the buff that we get. And the debuffs and buffs themselves, I think the first one is just armor, and then it's melee attack for the second point, and leadership for the last point. So we'll be getting debuffs in those stats at first, until we've taken the appropriate checkpoint. We're just moving up now to the second point, still trying to defend this first point though. Got some winged lancers back here. It's mostly warhounds and harpies that come along. I think later maybe some chaos spawn come as well. And they seem to spawn infinitely, so you're constantly under pressure. I'm probably just going to leave some Sargard back here. I'm going to need my winged lancers up front, I imagine. But I think the Sargard should be able to handle it. Just chilling here. They'll be able to fight off the warhounds. We'll give them some buffs to their armor. Help them survive well. Moving around, a couple of units of resistance over here. Nothing too crazy though. I think there's some Chaos Warrior halberds. Maybe just some normal Chaos Warriors as well. But we don't want to leave our cab fighting those halberds, so we're going to pull them back, cycle charge them in, get some Sargard into them as well. These halberds, pretty strong. Very much the same as Warriors of Chaos halberds. Or Chaos Warrior halberds, or whatever they're called in Warhammer 2. But they do all have frenzy, so it makes them a little bit more damage dealer than the regular Chaos that we have now. I'm going to bring in the charge though, not armor piercing on the charge, so it's not going to be as effective as one would like, but it'll do something. It'll do a little bit of something. Blasting the crap out of the other units, and the checkpoint is pretty much free to take now. But we will have some waves to defend once we've taken it. Get some heals. Start bringing everybody round. And there's the big blood fountain in the center of the map, as you can see. It looks pretty awesome. CA have outdone themselves with the visuals on this, I think. Go on, Chaos Warriors, that's enough. Hurry up and die. There we go, we got some wavering. Now, in terms of overall difficulty, I think it was quite easy. It was probably set to normal, like, battle difficulty. It didn't seem too hard to get to the end and potentially win. So it'll be interesting to see what this is like on harder difficulties and whether it is more of a struggle and more of a challenge, which I hope it will be, because it is pretty easy just to breeze through at this stage. But maybe there's going to be harder ones of these. As you get deeper into your campaigns, there's going to be harder and harder versions of this, and this is just maybe one of the easier ones. So that'll be curious to see how these really work in campaign. And also with co-op as well. If these are going to be co-op, it'll be interesting to see how that works and whether they're going to be challenging enough or whether it's just going to be too easy. Because it's pretty easy with one player. So 2 players, it's probably going to be laughably easy if it was this difficulty. But maybe there's going to be more enemies. Maybe they're going to be tougher enemies. Maybe they won't have their health taken away so much. But what would be really cool if there was some kind of versus mode with this, where you could fight another player, where they could control the chaos forces and choose what spawns where and things like that. Could be really cool. But whether that'll get in there, I don't know. Co-op, I think, is in there. I'm pretty sure I heard that was in there, but I'm not sure about versus at all. Hopefully, but I wouldn't hold your breath. We're taking this second checkpoint now anyway. The Chaos Forces are coming. We're going to build all kinds of walls. And I'm not really sure the best strategy of deploying these walls, whether it's good to kind of just block off one side for a bit so you can fight everyone that comes from the left, or maybe just let them both trickle through a little bit through one hole. Not sure. I didn't really get enough time to try stuff out. I did find the arrow towers were quite powerful though, so I always tried to get those. Gonna recruit some units here though. We got a Patriarch hero, Batili Slakta. Get some Kossars with spears, some Ice Guard, Griffin Legion, Horse Archers, and Little Grom. Little Grom is an artillery, so Kislev do have an artillery option. Gonna get a bunch of those anyway. See what we need. Get some more ammo for our boys. Try to form up a little bit. Cav coming down the flanks. We'll get a Cav charge on them. Some big boys. What are these? Blood Crushers. So these are a demonic unit, which means they won't rout and run away. We do have to fight them to the death, but of course they don't have much health, so the death doesn't take long for them. All the units are looking great though. If you haven't watched my units video already, now is the time. Check out all those sexy units and have a perv and do what you need to do. We are being attacked from both sides here though. Lots of stuff coming from this side. The walls do make it quite easy though to kind of control everything. And so you can kind of just trickle in the enemies as you please. They can of course smash down the walls, but it takes them a while, so usually gives you time to mop up. Getting the Griffin Legion charge in. Those arrow towers just blasting away non-stop. Got our Streltsy and our Kossars as well, all ready to blast away. But we have to wonder what sieges are going to be like in Warhammer 3. Personally, I think they're going to be the same, because I don't think there's a lot they can do with them, given that the AI struggles with pathfinding in a lot of siege settlements. But I think this is kind of the alternative. I think this is them saying, look, we can't really fix sieges, but we'll give you this cool fortification mode instead, which is kind of like a siege. Which is good, I think. Obviously, it would be nice if we had some better sieges, but if it's too technically difficult, what can you do? This should be a nice alternative though. I like building fortifications in games, so I'm a fan of this new edition of building fortifications, although that's not something new to the Total War series, but is new to Total War Warhammer at least. But I wonder how fun they'll be after 10 or 20 or 30 of them. I wonder how many of these you'll have to do in a campaign. If you've got a 200 or 300 turn campaign, how many of these are you going to do in that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 100? I don't know. I look forward to finding out though, and seeing what they do with campaign as well. Whether it's going to be another narrative campaign, which I guess it will be, especially as in this, we're looking for that which is lost or whatever she says. But hopefully it's a little better than the Vortex ritual mechanic, because I don't think anyone's really a huge fan of that. Maybe some people like it, but I think the majority of people aren't a huge fan. But they have done some cool stuff in DLCs with the different kinds of campaigns, and the Wood Elf rework especially. They've got a really cool campaign now. So hopefully whatever the campaign narrative is, it's a little more fun than the Vortex, shall we say. But still, the Chaos Onslaught ensues. We're holding them back well though. The Sargard are a nice holding unit, so they're doing a good brunt of the work holding things in place. First checkpoint is still fine with our Sargard defending. There is a magic spell just waiting to happen there. Need to try and fill this hole though. Let's try and use the Sarena's ability. Frostfang straight into this crowd. And of course the Law of Ice, a new addition. But I wonder what other laws they're going to be. I imagine there'll be like a pretty cool Nurgle based one. Or isn't Tzeentch the magic-y Chaos God? I'm still learning my Chaos Gods, damn it. Some dual weapon Chaos Warriors coming in. They're a little bit stronger, they hit a little bit harder. Damage dealer. heal the Sarina up. She's taking a bit of a pounding. Holding off this side okay. So far, so good. Got a wall over here holding a lot of stuff back. So they do make themselves useful. Buy you a little bit of time from those units, which can allow you to kind of stagger the onslaught a little bit. And because I had played this once or twice already, I kind of knew where everything was going to come from. So it made it a little bit easier, which is why maybe this run looks a little easy. We got lots of stuff. We're all in good health. Because I kind of knew what I was doing. The first run was definitely a little more all over the place. I made it to the end, but I died on the last wave because the big boss man was pretty tough. And like I said, I was only kind of half playing because I was too busy admiring all the Kislev units, to be honest. And the Khorne ones as well. They're all looking very cool. But Kislev, I am very excited for, so be curious to see the rest of their roster as well. I feel like they are going to be my human faction of choice. Nearly got rid of most of this wave, though. 19% left. We've iced them up. This is another one of the new ice spells. Does damage over time and reduces speed. It's still going. Pretty much at the end of the line. And has finished off everybody in its vicinity. Lovely. And for this demo as well, actually, we did get unlimited magic. It says in the power reserves, we have unlimited magic rather than having a number, which obviously is probably just for this demo, and generally we're not going to have unlimited magic at all. So that would make this a lot harder as well. Having unlimited magic does give us a lot more hurt that we can put on the enemy, thus making this all a bit easier. The wall on its last legs, last 200 health. It's going down shortly. See if we can get a cav charge on them though. We could probably sandwich them actually. Looks like that's what I'm going to go for. Going to set up a sandwich. One charge from the front, another charge from the back. And we're going to have a tasty corn sandwich. Although that doesn't sound that nice. Corn sandwich? No thank you. Here comes our second charge though. Going to hit these demons. There's a combination of Chaos Warriors and Bloodletters in there. Some attacked in the rear penalties surely going on. We're crushing them from all sides in that little group. So last few percent. Sargard back here still holding on. Got Warhounds all over them, but they're not fussed. We can always heal them up nice and easy as well. But I think that wave is done, yep.
One final push to the boiling moat! We must seize the icon of torment and tempt KHORNE'S gatekeeper from his lair!
So the final push to the final checkpoint. On we go. There's a few things coming down from there already. I think we're going to try and shoot them up a little bit before they arrive. There is a Bloodthirster coming. One of the big chaps. A nice little flanking party down this side, perhaps. Everyone else get ready to shoot. Gonna try and shoot the Bloodthirster down. We do need some ammo. Streltsy as well. There we go. Everyone's juiced up with ammo. Let's get blasted. Bloodthirster is a flying monster. Hits very hard. He's going after my hero. Should be able to shoot him up fairly quickly though, as he does have the reduced health. Doesn't like all those armor-piercing missiles in his face. Let's let my Kossars though. Need somebody to fight for them. They've got some big stuff incoming. Exalted Bloodletters. Those ones hit a little bit harder than the regular Bloodletters. Doing alright on this big boy though. My Patriarch taking him down with the help of the Streltsy. Blasting away at him. He's such a big target. Does make it kind of easy in that regard. Nobody on the final point, so my little flanking party should be able to just take the point now. And then we can move up. Although we may not want to take it too quick, because otherwise we're going to have to rush up there to defend it if all my army's still back here. I have recruited a hero here as well. He's a duty on a bear. He's a bit of a support hero. He's got a heal that he can use. And some other kind of buff. So he's really a good support hero for fighting alongside the troops. Although I haven't really been using him in that way. But hard to keep track of everything in this. My arrow towers just pumping away. I feel like arrow towers may be a little too powerful. I feel like they do a lot of work for you. They maybe need to be toned down in their damage output perhaps. But of course this is a very early build of Warhammer 3. Development in progress of course. So lots of things will likely change. But this, for a first look overview, I think it's been pretty damn impressive. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And by Sigmar, I can't wait to get my grubby little mitts all over the final game. As I'm sure most of you are feeling as well. Mowing down the last few Chaos Warriors here. And we should be on to the final point. And you can see we're still fighting for control of these back 2 points. There's a few Warhounds in this one. Just trying to take the point back a little bit. Let's try and get after those. Stop those damn Warhounds taking our point. We don't want to lose our armor bonus. We do have a hell of a lot of supplies at the moment. You can see at the top 7,400. That means we can buy a lot of units, upgrade a lot of stuff, build a lot of walls, towers, whatever. Gonna leave a unit here to defend this checkpoint. We don't want to lose this either. I think that one gives us melee attack. And we should get our next wave starting soon. We've got a unit here that's pretty much dead, so what we can do is warp them out of here. You see I just did a teleport withdraw there. That takes the unit away from us for now, but they'll go away, they'll heal up, they'll get all their men back, and then we can recruit them again. We just have to pay a little bit for them, I think. But still, it's a good way to keep your units alive so they don't completely die out and you run out of forces. Going to build all the arrow towers I can here. Going to pay for the armor piercing ones, a little bit more expensive. And I think I'm going to put a magic one down here. Yeah, so 2 armor piercing, 1 magic. Can build a bunch of walls around. Going to put a wall on that side. Going to put a wall on this side, I think. Yep, 2 walls. Going to try and line up my missiles. Going to block these holes that they're going to come from. The walls will do the rest. We've got lots of Sargard for that purpose. And I'm going to build a monument down on this last one, which gives, as you'll see, plus 10 leadership and plus 15 melee attack to my units that are fighting nearby it. So that should hopefully help my Sargard out, make them hit a little bit harder and last a little bit longer. I put my missiles at the back, try and keep them firing at everything as much as possible. Got my Kossars who can fire over things. Some big cavalry coming though, Skull Crushers. They're a pretty brutal heavy cav, or at least they would be with full stats. See, this Bloodthirster's arrived, but he's nearly dead. I think the towers have shot him to shit. Those armor-piercing towers don't mess around. We got some new things to recruit. We got an Elemental Bear, some War Bear Riders, some Griffon Legion, get some more Winged Lancers, Sargard. I think that's about it. Lots of cool new stuff. So Bear Cav, of course, pretty freaking awesome for the Kislevites. There they go. Look at them run. And you might notice the giant Elemental Bear. So Kislev have a monster unit, which is pretty awesome, because our other human factions, Bretonnia Empire, don't really have any monsters other than a few Lord Mounts and things. So it's nice that they have an actual proper monster unit to make them a little different than other human factions that we have. Whether they'll have any more than that though, maybe it's just the one Elemental Bear, maybe there could be a monstrous infantry of some kind, giant ice penguins perhaps, who knows, anything is possible. Because of course they are reworking the Warhammer Fantasy tabletop, so there's a good chance the Kislev are going to get fully fleshed out for that. Maybe along with Grand Cathay as well. I do love a good Chinese themed army, so looking forward to seeing what they do with those. Holding everything off here though, just keeping them at the point for the most part. Going to use some icy ice magic. These towers is absolutely savaging these piles of troops as well. Our walls are holding off a bunch on the sides though, so that is helping us out too. Making life a little easier for us. Got to repair some cav just in case they do break through. Get some cav charges over here. We're pretty much just holding everything in place for the towers to do most of the work, it feels like. They're just blasting everything to scheiße. Look at that. They're just all clumped up together. Might as well drop a little bit of this, I suppose. Little Frostfang. Let's see what happens to all these units' health bars. How much are they going to drop? Ooh, pretty nasty. That was about half health to some of those units. That was big damage. That's what you get when you clump up like a fool. We've held off this onslaught though. Just got to wait for the wall to hold on. Looking good though, looking good. 37% of the wave left. And like I mentioned, you do get a score at the end of your run for this, but not exactly sure what you're getting scored on. Some thought it was time, some people tried to rush through it as quickly as they could, but they actually found their score was lower than when they took it slower. So it's not about time, maybe it's about units killed, maybe it's about how many of your units don't die, maybe it's about how long and well you hold on to the checkpoints. If you lose one, maybe you lose points for that, maybe you need to keep them all green all of the time, maybe that gets you more points, I don't know. Would have liked to try and figure it out, but like I said, I was just trying to capture all the cinematic shots and everything else, so didn't really get the time to play around with exactly how to get more score. But you can see this wall here. I'm going to rebuild the wall that just got destroyed, but I don't know how quickly you can do that. Because if you can rebuild the wall as soon as it gets taken down, that seems a little cheap, you know. It's like the Chaos make all the effort to get through it, and then you just rebuild it straight back up in their face straight away again. I don't know if there's a bit of a cooldown on the building. Maybe you can't rebuild something as soon as something else has been destroyed. I would hope anyway, otherwise it might be a little bit cheesy and just completely deny the AI any chance of getting through. But this wave is nearly done now. 14% left. The wall is finally broken. These units are super beaten up though. Shouldn't be any problem for my Sargard. Plus the towers are still blasting away on them. I feel like the towers should have ammo, and maybe we should replenish the ammo of the towers. Or maybe they just need to fire a bit less or hit a bit less hard. I don't know. They seem like they're doing a lot of the work for me though. But I wonder if the towers are actually... if I'm getting scored for the damage that the towers are doing. If I'm not, then the towers are probably taking a lot of damage off me, and thus maybe a lot of points off me. Maybe that's part of it as well. It's like you can build the towers and they'll definitely help you win, but you're going to lose a lot of score because you're not getting marked for that damage. Maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. Didn't cross my mind when I was playing, so I didn't think to try and check it, but could be something to do with it. This wave is pretty much depleted though. Got them down to 4%. Something's still alive somewhere. Going to form up and heal up our boys. Our Patriarch needs a heal. What's left then? A few bits over there. There's nothing left. Still got the middle point. Still got the first point. There's a lot of stuff coming though. Sargard are holding fine though. They're okay. Got another unit there. All is well. But where is it? Where is this final 2%? This is me looking around trying to find this final 2%. Couldn't find that little bastard. Where are you? Are you over here in this portal? Nope. These bits are getting blasted. I wasn't sure if they were counting. But oh, here he is. The little bastard. It's a skull cannon. Sitting out here just blasting away at us. Took me a minute to find the cheeky bastard. Here's the tech map though. This Khorne realm looking pretty good in tech map. Looking quite nice. Just got to take out this cannon. There we go. My tower's going to take it out now. Going to send my Patriarch to go and sort it out, but oh, the tower, it's so hard. Took like a quarter of its health off in one shot. Don't think we're going to need the Patriarch over there. Or maybe we will if this thing keeps missing. Oh, he's dodging us. Here he comes. He's coming to get us. Can he survive the arrow tower shots? So far, so good. Is he going to make it? Oh, no. There he goes. Okay. There's the final part of the wave done. And that surely should mean victory, right? Ho, 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 no. We've got to fight the big man, the boss of the realm.
KHORNE'S gatekeeper shows himself at last! Warriors of Kislev, prepare for the fight of your lives!
Okay, so here comes Khorne's Big Daddy Demons. Portals opening all over the gaff. There's a lot of stuff incoming. There's even a Chaos Hero coming our way. But we got lots of troops. We're in good health. Drop a little magic. Towers are popping off. The Big Man Demon himself, though, does have like 20,000 health. So he is going to be a little bit tougher to take down than all the other stuff. He is quite tanky. He's coming over. He does fly. So walls are no object to him. No bother at all. Who's he coming for? Is he coming for the Serena? Oh, he is. She might want to get out of there. She's not equipped for that fight. We're going to try and shoot him as much as we can. He's definitely by far the hardest part of this survival run. But all sorts of stuff incoming for us. Infantry, cav. I think there's a bloodthirster or two at some point. There are going to be more reinforcements. I seem to have lost the first checkpoint as well. You can see at the top, the icon has gone red. So I've lost my armor buff, which is definitely not what I wanted right now. I guess my Sargard got taken out. Perhaps it was, I think there was some Chaos Spawn going in there, so I think they probably got taken out by Chaos Spawn. Although they're still holding on to it by the looks of it. I think they're maybe just outnumbered. Gonna get my Elemental Bear into the big man. Doing some good damage on him so far. There's another Skull Cannon launching some skulls in here. Probably should build some more fortifications at this point. I don't know why I didn't. I don't have a ton of supplies actually, 2,500. I think I bought a lot of units, maybe too many units. I wasn't really sure if it's better to have more units but not level them up, or to have just like a few units and just use all the buffs, like gold buffs, buff up their armor, their melee attack, their ammo, whatever. So it's a question of, is quantity or quality better? I mostly tried quantity, I think. I upgraded a few units here and there, but I probably didn't do it very optimally. Definitely could have made some better choices, I'm sure. Slowly getting damage on that boss. The Bloodthirster getting pretty beaten up by the tower alone. Never mind anything else, so he probably won't last long. But it's this boss. Oh, the Serena got beaten up somehow. I think the big boss man Bloodthirster beat the crap out of her. Luckily, she didn't die, though. That would have been pretty bad. I wonder if you fail if she dies. I don't know. I feel like you should. Obviously, she wouldn't actually die. She'd probably just be wounded. But still, I feel like if the Lord dies, that would be a good kind of auto-fail. Like, if you get careless and the Serena maybe dies on the first checkpoint by accident, then you fail. You got to start again. You got to try again. Your army gets absolutely savaged. Because realistically, how brave are they going to be without their Serena in this Chaos realm? It's pretty goddamn spooky. We're holding the flanks well, though. Not letting them in on the sides. Mostly because they're running straight into us. They could run around us and flank us, but luckily the AI isn't that smart, although I wish it was. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time, unless it's cavalry. Cavalry often tries to flank, but infantry just piles into the back of each other. Try and hit something with this. Try and get the big bloodthirster man. Boss man, take it. Got him down to half health. Still a long way to go though. Feel like I've got too many spells to use at this point. It's hard when you got all 6 spells. You feel like you need to use them all effectively, but really you should probably just have 2 or 3. Otherwise it's brain overload trying to find where to use them in the heat of battle. A lot of my troops though just chilling. Not really having to do too much, just shooting at the clumps until they die. Probably should build more fortifications still. I should go all out on the fortifications. I've only got 1,000 funds, but I could still put up a wall, or maybe one of those monuments would be really helpful right now. Extra melee attack on that lord could be useful. Gonna get in some more cav. They are starting to push me on this side quite heavily actually. My ice bear's throwing down with their lord. He's giving it back though, he's giving it back. We can just heal him. Again, I'm not sure if there's cooldowns on the heals. Obviously you have to pay for it in supplies, but feels like even if something is really badly losing a fight, you can just keep healing it and healing it and healing it until it wins. I feel like there should be a bit of a cooldown on those on different units. We've got the wave down to 40% now. We've cleared up this side. Not really sure who's left over here. Just got to deal with everything on the boss man's side. Trying to form up my missiles here, I think. Giving them some ammo. Giving them some heals. Just trying to blast away at the big man, Skarag Fleshmaw, the Exalted Bloodthirster. So that's no doubt going to be a Lord for Khorne. Going to have that option. But I imagine they'll have regular Bloodthirsters as just a single large monster option. But we're looking good here. We just got to finish off the big boy. He's down to his last third of health. We should be able to get him. Serena's still alive. Our hero is nearly dead. There's a skull cannon running around. Let's get after him. Cav's going to sort him down. I imagine that thing's not too good in melee, or at least it has low melee defense rather, so it'll take damage nice and quick. Going to get my ice bear. Oh, there's 2 bloodthirsters. One's dead though. Get the big man. Get the big man. 29% of the wave left. We're getting them slowly but surely. But this has been a good, fun first run for an early build of Warhammer 3 and an early build of this game mode. Does have some great potential, I think. Yes, it does seem quite easy. Maybe watching this, it looks quite easy to fly through, and a lot of the time we weren't really fighting anything. But you do have to remember as well that these things are made for the press, not just for Total War YouTubers, and the press don't really know how to play Total War properly. So if you make it too hard, they'll probably just die at the first checkpoint and won't really be able to get a full view of the whole thing. Whereas us Total War players, we obviously know how to play the game and how to get everything done. So yeah, they do have to accommodate for the non-Total War players with these kind of demos. It's not just for Total War YouTubers who are all experienced with the game and who know what they're doing. So yeah, do take that into account. Obviously things have been made a little bit easier, but I imagine this mode with some good degree of difficulty will be really goddamn fun, especially in co-op as well. Looking forward to trying that out. And with a final blow, we get the boss down. The enemy lord is dead. Everything as well. 0% of their wave left. And that should be all she wrote.
My brave Kislevites, we stand triumphant. But Khorne is not the only dark god with a realm in this accursed place. The battle is won, but the war goes on. Come, we must continue our search for what is lost.
So there we go. We have obtained victory. And as she said, this is not the only realm of the Chaos Gods. I wonder if Khorne will have more than one realm though. Is that his realm and that's his only map that we ever get? Or maybe he has a few different maps and they all have a few different maps. But there we go. You can see, got to wave 4, got a score of 8,500-ish, and took me 35 minutes. But there we go. The new survival mode in Total War Warhammer 3. What do you reckon? How you feeling about it? Excited? Not fussed? How you feeling about Kislev? About Khorne? About Warhammer 3 in general? Let me know. Thanks for watching, people. Hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you in the future.